even though we all saw it coming, but oh my goodness, I still am overjoyed, over the moon, and I am surprised, even though we all saw it coming from miles away. HBO has renewed The Last of Us for season 2 after just 2 episodes. Fans are going crazy. Fans are going wild on the internet. People are so happy. It's one of those cases where people are expecting it, they want it, and when they got the news, they are still surprised, shocked, and so happy. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy SmackNPie here, and I don't make these kind of videos. I had to make this video. Last of Us HBO is easily one of the best shows I've seen in a long time, and the first episode has officially surpassed 22 million views. It garnered 10 million views in the first 2 days, then HBO made it free today, and then the second episode saw a 22% increase. In the history of HBO, this happened for the first time, that a 22% increase happened from the first episode to the second episode. Word of mouth was so strong for this show that a 22% increase for the first time. This show has been trending for days. It is the most popular show at the moment, so it was a no-brainer. We were just waiting for how long HBO will take to announce the renewal of the show, either after the first episode or the second episode, and now it has been confirmed the HBO will be renewing season 2. Now, genuinely, of course, we will ask, okay, Smack, how much are we covering in this second season? Now, first things first, Neil Druckmann, the creative director of Last of Us, before the show, and said, if we get more seasons, we will only cover the games. There will be nothing beyond the games. That's number one. Number two, the showrunner of The Last of Us HBO, Craig Mazin, has said that if we cover, this was before the announcement of the show, of the second season, that if we get more seasons, part 2 of the game will take probably 2 seasons to cover because of how big the story's length is. That means that there's more likely a chance that there will be a lot of flashbacks covering in season 2, leading up to exactly what scene, and then season 3 will cover the post that scene in season 3. And you know what, in my personal opinion, it makes sense to divide part 2 into 2 seasons. That'll give enough time to Naughty Dog to make part 3, and by the time they're done with season 3, they'll have enough substance and material for part 3, aka season 4. And maybe 5, but one thing is for certain, I've said this in my previous videos regarding The Last of Us 2, that Last of Us 3 needs to conclude Ellie's story. I don't care what they do with the world of Last of Us, but it needs to conclude Ellie's story specifically as a trilogy. So that's that, right? Yesterday, Naughty Dog has come forth, Neil Druckmann specifically, and said that we're done with the Uncharted series, right? And he said, continuing the Last of Us HBO show is up to the viewers, the people, right? So if people see it, HBO loves the views, and, renewed for season 2 as it happened. But for the game, it says it is upon us, aka the developers. He said, and I quote, that if they feel like they got a good story to tell, only then will they make a part 3. If not, that'll be the end. He said that he's satisfied with part 2 ending if they don't feel like they have a story to tell for part 3. Anybody want to expect? He literally wrote an outline for part 3. Possible that they have written an outline and then didn't like it. It's still an early process. They're still in the brainstorming phase. So if they come up with something that's good, that is, worth telling, they'll make part 3. If not, then no, we're done. But I smell it. I, suspect it that part 3 will indeed happen. What happens with Ellie's story? Where does she go from here? Her immunity, she can't be just sitting on this immunity, the cure for mankind, and then just not do anything with it, about it. Like, come on now. So much Last of Us stuff happening, and I could not be more happier and excited as a fan of The Last of Us. It is one of my favorite franchises of all time, amongst others as well. So let me know your thoughts and theories about this down in the comments below.